Welcome, TBW Clips. I am Tyson. Today, we are getting into some of Joe Biden's blunders. That's what they want to call it. I call them lies. Let's see what Joe's been up to throughout the years. This is from Will and Pete, a segment off the wall from Fox News. Let's check this out.
From his cultural background to his education and experience, Joe Biden claims to have lived and witnessed it all. He said more than 9 lives. But did he really, Will?
Yeah, so in fact, this week he told Howard Stern that he was arrested during the civil rights movement off of the front porch. The record of that arrest. So let's add that to the long, growing list of Biden's fictional resume. And let's go off the wall to see if we can keep track of everything about Joe Biden. I mean, the resume is getting long, from his ethnic background to his educational achievements to his driver.
Politicians lie, but some of these lies, especially to the people he's trying to get to vote for him, are very disrespectful. Lying about being in the civil rights thing, and then his base, the blacks, Hispanics. Oh, he was a part of the civil rights. But even if they find out that he's lying, they don't care. This is crazy. Why would you lie about that? Obviously, it's pandering. They don't know that they're being lied to or deceived. They don't ever ask the question, why would he lie to us about this? Civil rights. During the civil rights era, we all know that Democrats were the racist party. Republicans pushed that bill through. Democrats filibustered it. Right? I don't understand this thing with history. I don't get it, but I digress.
And this one right here, I mean, his uncle probably eaten by cannibals. We're going to get into what the Pentagon said about that. I mean, if that happened, it would certainly be in the Pentagon report, World War II.
Let's start with his ethnic background. I think at this point he's claimed Italian, Puerto Rican, Greek, Irish, Jewish, Catholic heritage.
He's mixed.
And raised in the black church, right, by the way. Watch this.
I got my education for real in the black church. That's not hyperbole, it's a fact. I was sort of raised in the Puerto Rican community at home.
He said that he has gone by Bidenopoulos.
Yes.
People refer to him as Bidenopoulos
because
he's so Greek.
He was simultaneously raised in the black church and the Puerto Rican community.
Yeah, that's right.
In Scranton.
Right. He's also claimed affiliation and relationship with both the Italian community and the Jewish community.
Not hyperbole. Anytime someone tells you not hyperbole,
it's
folks,
a fact.
Just a fact.
Right.
You ought to believe them. Here's, I think, what we believe the fact is.
Primarily associated with his Irish roots.
Which is what he also calls out as, hey, I'm Irish.
Right.
So he can be whatever he needs to be on any given day. It's a good pandering politician. Knows
All
how to
things
line,
to all men.
When you're the president of the United States and you claim 6 or 7 different lineages, maybe we should call that into question.
All right, let's go now from his background.
We're staying on background, just a different type.
Well, this is, whenever he says true story, Pete says, if he says true story, also your antennas need to go up. Because true story about his uncle, one could call it fantastical.
Mm-hmm.
Down in New Guinea. And they never found the body because there were a lot of cannibals for real in that part of New Guinea.
For real. It's always followed by a for real, or it's true, or I'm not joking,
right.
Or it's not hyperbole. So Biden's account is that his uncle, who's was part of a World War II crew, shot down, of course, not supported by any military reports or records. The Pentagon doesn't mention anything about cannibals, nor is there any evidence suggesting it. So maybe it was family myth and family lore. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, Finnegan is his uncle's last name. Was shot down.
Hero.
Pentagon says over the ocean, no evidence of anything to do with cannibals, and this has put us a little bit at odds with New Guinea. They took a little exception.
Yeah, New Guinea has not liked this. By the way, on a serious note, he said similar things about his son Beau Biden, who he said was killed in Iraq, who he was not. He was tragically lost his life in another way, but on the military, he's been loose with things for a while.
All right, I think we're moving to his education now. Joe Biden has quite the academic.
Real quick, we can't say that these lies are because of his dementia. This has been going on for decades. They have records of him lying about his education in the past, all kind of stuff. So this has nothing to do with his ability to think up here now that with his old age. It has nothing to do with that. His lies are not because he's senile. It's because he's a liar. Let's keep going.
Record, according to Joe Biden.
You guys probably have a much higher IQ than you do, I suspect. I went to law school on a full academic scholarship.
Well, I was just saying, I didn't watch this yet.
Class. I won the international moot court competition, and I'd be delighted to sit down and compare my IQ to yours if you'd like, Frank.
How does Joe Biden today have more hair than Joe Biden in 1988? I don't know. It's magic. He thinks a lot of himself.
They have stuff like Rogaine.
Academic scholarship, okay? And he was very clear, high IQ, top of his class, top half of his class.
The academic scholarship was financial aid, right? and 76 out of 85 in his law school class.
I don't know. I'm not great at math, but that's definitely not the top 50 percentile. I think it's the bottom 10%, maybe bottom.
And so in the past, they called him out on his lies. He ran for president before, and he got 1% of the vote. That's why he was nicknamed 1% Joe, right? So they aired and showed his lies the news, and the people responded, and he got 1%. Fast forward today, he's the president, and he's still lying. I don't get it. I don't get it. You can't say because he was going against Trump. There was a Democratic primary. The Democrats did not have to put Joe Biden through. There were several other candidates going through. Kamala Harris, as vice president, was one of them. So they didn't have to vote for Joe Biden. And they did, even with all the lies. I don't know what the difference is from now and in the past. He got 1% because of his lying. This is crazy. I digress.
By the way, he said full academic scholarship. You're right. It was a half financial aid, which is a lot different than an academic scholarship.
Let's add this to his educational experience. He said, I was a runner-up at the state scoring championship in football. Don't laugh, man.
Did he say don't laugh, man?
Yeah.
There you go.
He was 5th in his conference.
5th in his conference?
Yeah.
That's like when I claimed to be an all-conference wide receiver. I think I was actually, by the way, Will. Look that up.
You were all-conference wide receiver?
All-conference wide receiver.
Not 5th in your conference.
Well, I was probably the 15th best receiver in my conference, but I was still all-conference.
Let's go to some more Joe Biden's experiences. He not only is the smartest guy you've ever met, but he's worked a blue-collar experience during his Irish, Puerto Rican, Greek upbringing.
You said it, Will. He's Forrest Gump.
Besides, I used to drive an 18-wheeler. About 1:30, a container ship struck the Francis Scott Key Bridge, which I've been over many, many times commuting from the state of Delaware either on a train or by car.
I had the great honor of being arrested with our UN ambassador on the streets of
There's no train on the Baltimore Bridge.
Wait, let's go through this. This is Forrest Gump.
This is great because the White House had to come out and say, officially confirm that Biden never drove an 18-wheeler.
They couldn't confirm.
They confirmed that he didn't
drive an 18-wheeler.
Never drove an 18-wheeler.
I think he sat in a semi-truck cab once.
He drove a school bus a couple of times. And he once, according to spent a night riding in a cargo truck. But he was not driving it. So he spent one night, and now you're an 18-wheel driver.
He says he took the train many times or the car over the Francis Scott Key Bridge. It doesn't have train tracks.
Well, he's Amtrak Joe. He should know, right? It doesn't have any train tracks.
He says he was arrested in Soweto. You know, this is in South Africa. There's no record of that. By the way, he said he was also arrested, as we pointed out, during the Civil Rights Movement. No record of that as well.
So all of that should lead you to wanting this. Where's the video?
4 more years. Pause. 4 more years. 4 more years.
Pause.
We almost need the 4 more years just to see where the resume goes.
Oh, imagine where it could go.
Right?
Imagine the possibilities.
Amazing. There's Joe Biden's fictional resume.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Bright.
There you go, Joe Biden's resume. I'm sure there's other stuff on there that's not a bunch of lies and some truth stuff. But think about what I said. He's been lying since the 50s, 60s, decades he's been lying. Never got more than 1%. He continues to lie, and now he's the president. Let me know if you guys think that this was helpful at all. What do you guys think about Joe Biden's lies? Why do you think they're not so prevalent now like they were in the past? I'd appreciate that. And I want to thank you guys so much for watching and joining me once again. And you guys have a great day.